Okay, the basic ingredients you will need are a pair of ABEE wheels. These are connected to an Arduino Uno by means of a prototyping shield, and all this is mounted on a nice base developed here at Middlesex University. So let me show you a little bit under the base. Nothing special, two wheels, bit of space here in the middle, and that's where we will put a bit of juice. For juice we are going to use a power bank to power the Raspberry Pi, and in addition to this we will need a bit of power for the Arduino and for the wheels, and that's what we are going to use for the Arduino. You will then of course need a Raspberry Pi. Here it is, and well, attached to the Raspberry Pi you need a microphone, and the microphone that I use is also the camera that I'm using to record, so you cannot see it. And then if you want to hear some messages you need a nice speaker, and that's our beautiful pig speaker, together with George, a mascot, the brother of Peppa. And of course you will need the usual cables to connect the Raspberry Pi with the Arduino, and then a bit of power cables to power the Raspberry Pi here. And well, if you want to connect the Raspberry Pi to the network, a network cable to go to your computer, and so on. If you put everything together, this is more or less what it could look like. You have the battery at the bottom, Arduino on top, and the Raspberry Pi on the top right corner here, and finally the speaker, and of course our usual mascot there next to the camera that acts as a microphone. The first thing to do is to make sure that you have voice recognition configured on your Raspberry Pi, and this is something that I've shown you already in the past, so have a look at this link. Time to do some coding now. You can take this file from the link below, and what you find here is a library, so you can ignore most of it. I'm just pointing out some key features. I'm using a modified version of Fermata here, and then I set up the pins to which the wheels are connected, and then I define a number of utility functions that will be used to move the robot. So as I said, you can ignore all these and go straight to the main part of this program, which is this function here called start everything. In start everything we just connect to the Arduino, and then we enter a read loop, and the read loop resembles a lot the loop that I've shown you in the other video, where I was recognizing speech instructions to switch on and off LEDs. And here I'm recognizing other instructions, and these are front, back, left and right, and when these words are recognized I'm just executing, for instance here, the function left. And if you go up and you have a look at what left does, it simply sets a certain power to the wheels, a certain direction mode, and it starts the wheels for 0.5 seconds and then stop them. And the result is that the robot is spinning to the left. On the Raspberry Pi I've installed a software called eSpeak. You can easily do that with apt-get install eSpeak, of course as root, so it's sudo. I'm not going to do it because it's already installed, and this will allow you to produce sound. So let me show you an example. Here I'm saying, hello, this is Raspberry Pi, with the voice of a female, and the result is the following.
Hello, this is Raspberry Pi.
I put everything together on the Raspberry Pi by starting at boot time the service to do speech recognition and the Racket code to move the robot. I put these in the etc rc local file. Let's have a look at this one. So here at the bottom, well, first of all, I play a jingle. You will hear it in a moment. Then I say out aloud my IP address. This is very useful if you want to connect to the Raspberry Pi. I then start Pocket Sphinx to do voice recognition, and finally I start Racket to move the robot. Let's test it.
Hello, my IP address is 192.168.2.2 and I'm now going to start Sphinx. Okay, Sphinx is ready and I am now going to start Racket. Okay, Racket is ready.
It's alive!
Front, back, left, left, front, right, 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 front,